Hello and welcome. This video adds some notes on pronunciation of the letters in the Koine Greek alphabet. This will help you to learn and memorize some of the letters, but we are also noting these because they're going to be important at a later stage. Consonants can be divided up into different classes. We have semivowels, mutes, and double consonants. I've covered vowels with the previous video. So what is the difference between a vowel, a semivowel and a consonant? Well, basically vowels have comparatively open configuration of the vocal tract, and the vibration of the vocal cords doesn't have any sort of audible friction in it. A consonant is the opposite of that, where there is a stop and a friction in the way that the word is said. Now, semivowels in Greek fall in between the two. This sort of thing's particularly interesting if you go on to study ancient languages, but for now we're just talking about this to help you understand how the letters were said and what groups they fall into. The semivowels in Koine Greek are lambda, mu, nu, rho and sigma. And we also have the gamma nasal. I've covered this in another video, but that's where the gamma goes with another consonant, and where the pair go together, the first gamma is pronounced with a N sound, an N sound. So, for example, two gammas would give N, like in the English word sing, or in the Greek word angelos. If the gamma was before a K, it would sound like an NK sound. If it was before a chi, it would also sound like a NK sound. Mutes are stopped sounds that require the complete closure of the mouth to say them. The mutes fall into three classes, defined by which part of the mouth we use to say them. So the labial mutes, meaning the lips, are spoken from the lips. So p, b, and f. You'll notice as you say them that you have to feel the use of your lips and the closure of your mouth as you say those letters. Have a go at trying them. Pi, beta and phi. Then there are the palatal mutes. These are said from further back, from around the rear to the middle of the mouth, engaging the roof of your mouth or the palate. These are kappa, gamma and chi, giving k, g and k sounds. Again, you will feel that you engage that part of your mouth as you say those words and those letters. Then there are the lingual mutes. Rather than engaging the lips per se, they are spoken from the front of the mouth, around about where your sublingual glands are. These are T, D and Th. In Greek, tau, delta and theta. Remember, it's important when saying the theta sound to get the th sound, as this is an important distinction between th and t in many words. We might also separate the mutes by order. There are rough mutes simply because they are rougher sounding, phi, chi and theta. Conversely, there's an order of smooth mutes, pi, kappa and tau. They still require the closing of the mouth because they are mutes, but they're not so rough in their sound. Then those left behind are simply in the middle of those two. They're neither smooth nor rough. Beta, gamma and delta. It's likely that these orders and ways of classing sounds evolved long before languages were written down. They're very much about how letters are spoken and from what part of your mouth they are spoken from. You will see as you learn Greek how language was built up and how as we change tenses and mood and voice, you'll see letters added in to the root form of the word to change the tense that something's in, the voice that something's in, or the mood that verb is in. Now, I wouldn't get too hung up on this for now, but if you're into studying languages, you might like to notice that letters of the same order are called cognate, and letters or words are regarded as cognate with one another if they have a similar linguistic derivation. It's also important to remember the long vowels. These are eta and omega. These are going to become important for the formation of different tenses, particularly in indicative vowel verbs later on. So don't worry too much about why I'm telling you these things at the moment. Just focus on how to pronounce the letters and how they are grouped differently, because that's significant in our learning what they actually are. It is also important to remember the sibilant letters. Sibilant is something that comes with an S, a hiss-like sound, like a snake. In Greek, a sign of the future or aorist tense is when this S sound comes in at the start of the suffix, the word ending. If, when you add a sigma, it comes next to certain consonants, such as a pi or a kappa, it becomes compounded into a psi or psi sound with these compound consonants. It is important to remember the sibilant sound, as when you read the New Testament, these words will stand out, and over time you'll begin to recognize them as a sign that the tense has shifted away from the present. Psi, zeta and psi are also known as double consonants, as they have a double sound to them. It's likely that when zeta is said with a vowel before it, the ancients used to give it a sort of D sound into its uplift, so you got a D sound. And again, these are important later to understand them as double consonants. Grouping the letters now will help you to memorize them, and will help with pronunciation, and will help understand their function. So that's it for this video. I pray that God blesses you in your endeavour to learn one of the biblical languages, or both if you're doing both, and that He will help you to go deeper in your relationship with Him, deeper in the Word, deeper in your understanding, in wisdom and in knowledge. And may that be a real blessing to you. Thanks for coming. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and God bless.